remember this place from when I first arrived. I wandered alone, but somehow survived. The trees were so tall, reaching up to the sky, that I couldn't believe my eyes.
Quite a surprise here on the show floor at PAX East. We had no idea that Media Molecule would be here with Tearaway, but you sort of found your way here, and you're in sort of the indie part of the floor. And what are you showcasing here? What are you letting people have a go at?
So we're here with Tearaway, our new game for PS Vita, which is like a little 3D action platform game in a little papery world. And we've been building this booth out of paper. Like, we wanted to just get the essence of the game and bring it into the world of PAX. So we needed this little booth to do that. Tom over here has been crafting this beautiful scene for the last couple of days, slowly filling up the landscape.
So is he the office papercraft expert?
At the moment, yeah. We're actually trying to hire someone who will have that exact role, who can, with this game, as you go through it, you'll collect like plans that you can print out so you can make all this stuff yourself. But we need someone that come and like actually make those plans for us while we can continue to make the game.
Sounds terrific. I think that's the first a game developer has a job ad out for a papercraft.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool thing to have out there. It got loads of shares. It's really exciting. It's so much fun though working with paper. Like, we made this game out of paper because it's such a beautiful tactile thing. Like, we wanted to make a truly handheld game. So not just a game you're playing, but something you feel like you're holding in your hands. And if you want to make something like that, you want to make something that feels like nice to touch. Paper is so tactile. It's so good for like moving around and pushing and like breaking through and stuff. Have you seen there's one feature we use that's very unique in this. So it's the little wall that you're holding in your hands, right? And you can use the back touch on the PS Vita to push your fingertips up inside the game, and it breaks through the paper, so you can, like, you know, you see these giant fingers erupting through the floor, and all the enemies scatter and run away from it, and you can like use it to affect the world in really great, huge ways.
So I think that this is the kind of game where you really want to be out with the game, because when a games journalist like myself write about it, it gets a little bit abstract and a little bit like, perhaps it's difficult to put into words what the fun part of this is. So I guess that's why you're here as well, to sort of spread the word about it to actual gamers, you know, real gamers, not just people who write about games at the show here.
I mean, absolutely. We love coming to PAX and actually meeting the people who play our games, and we can show them what we're building and like just really explain what's happening with them, and to really feel that we make a real connection. Because when you're on the internet or through TV, there's no real connection there. Even through Twitter you get a bit of one, but actually meeting people is so much more exciting and awesome.
So since you're Media Molecule, I have to ask this because I was a bit clueless at the PS4 unveiling. Is that a game, or is it just something you're toying around with?
I'm not allowed to tell you much about that thing, but we are making a game. The thing we showed was a tech demo, so it's kind of hinting at things to come. So stay tuned for that one.
First up, though, is Tearaway, and can you tell us a little bit about the sort of the story, the setting, and sort of who is that Iota?
Sure. So you can see Iota here. He's a little paper messenger with an envelope for a head, and inside his head is a unique message he's trying to deliver to the player. So this game is like a buddy movie kind of thing between you and Iota. Like, you are a character in the game is aware of your existence, and so you're holding this little world and you can poke it and touch it, and you have to help Iota get through the world so that he can deliver the message to you at the end. There's also a girl character, so you can choose if you want to go on the adventure with Iota or Toi, who you can see on my shirt here. Yeah, so you can kind of choose who your new friend is going to be.
Is she also called Iota?
She is called a Toi. There's an Iota backwards.
Because that's what's different between male and female.
Yeah, of course.
So the significance of paper, I heard something about different papers, kinds of paper, types of paper. Is that something that's going to be present in the game?
So everything in the world is made out of paper, and you can see it here. And some of it's thicker, some of it's thinner, some of it's rippable. The only material that's in the game that isn't paper is glue. Glue can allow Iota to kind of walk up walls and on ceilings and really explore the 3D space. But a really thick glue is like a dangerous thing for him to fall into, because he'll just like get all gummed up and sink to the bottom.
So I was talking to Mark about the game when it was just announced. He talked about, you know, that you even try to build some of the levels out in paper, and that is the offices full of like made up? So do you have to sort of do you have to build a level in physical paper before you can say, oh, this can fit in the game actually? Or
like kind of like the whole, not everything is built, but if you look over here you can see the two trees up the top there are actual pieces of concept art. They were made before the trees in the game were made, so someone made them to work out how they should look in the game. And as we've been building it, the engine's been getting better and better, and so we finally got into a state now where it kind of really is a papery 3D engine that we're using. The designers, when they're building stuff, they start with like a flat sheet of virtual paper and they add like curves and curls and like folds and cut things out, and so everything is built out of flat sheets, so we know that everything can be made in the real world with real paper.
Will you let players toy around with those tools as well, or is that mainly just for building the game?
Yeah, that's just for building the game, but there's a lot of customization in the game as well. You can customize how your messenger looks by cutting out strips of paper and like sticking them on. So there's some of that that design stuff that we're using is in there for
Little Big Planet DNA.
Yeah, so like we love creative gaming, as you know. So with this one, well, like LBP allowed you to create anything virtually, whereas this one we want people to create things in the real world. So as you go through the game, you'll collect plans like to print out, and then you can make like this whole landscape for yourself. So yeah, we want to like bring the world out of the game into the real world. So
people will be able to bring the real world into the game, and we'll be able to bring the game out into the real world.
Exactly, it's like a blending of worlds, like trying to make it hard to work out where one thing ends and the other one begins.
Very cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you guys.